Welcome to the program. I'm Mark Imperial. This segment's being brought to you by booksgrowbusiness.com. It's the place where professionals and entrepreneurs publish to grow their businesses and to leave a legacy. We're doing a series of business spotlights on remarkable people, places, and things from across the country and even in your town. Joining me on this segment is Dennis Perkins. He's the founder of DP Ventures, Inc., a Christian author, Christian publisher, and book coach. Dennis, welcome to the program.
Hey, good morning, Mark. How are you today?
I'm well, thank you. So glad to have you. Dennis,
Good.
tell us a little bit about DP Ventures and the types of folks that you help.
Okay. Basically, I work with Christian authors. That's who gravitate to me, and that's who I take pleasure in helping because I am a Christian author. I do help others as well. You know, if they have a dream or desire to write, I'm one of these kind of people. I just love to motivate people. I love to see people getting into their actual zone and accomplishing their goals. And so I've always been that way. But I just like to see people succeed. So I work with various kinds of people, but basically Christian authors.
So the authors that reach out to you, are you working with a lot of folks that perhaps have never published before and they don't know where to start and they have a message in their heart and a story that they want to tell? Or are you working with existing authors or both?
Both, a little bit of both, but basically the ones that are just starting because they're the ones that have a lot more timidity about stepping out. And some of them have even already written, they have a manuscript already, and they may just want somebody to look at it. And so I'm at the very, very early stages of their publishing journey. And that's what I like to do.
When they reach out to you, what is their biggest concern? They've been perhaps working on a manuscript for a long time, and they may or may not have been doing it right, so to speak. What are the most common challenges that you run across when they reach out to you?
Yeah, they vary. Some are just in a stage where they're just talking it through, and they're trying to figure it out. They're trying to see exactly what's going to work, what's not going to work. And so I can kind of help them through the process of trying to target areas, that they really, really want to communicate. And all I try and do is get them to communicate what's in their heart and be more open and transparent in their communications. People want what's real, and that's the thing that I try and encourage them to do, and try and do that with a clear message.
Since a lot of folks are publishing for the first time, there must be a lot of misconceptions out there. Do you hear any misconceptions or sort of things that have been put out there that are misunderstood by folks that reach out to you?
Yeah, some things. Basically, they don't have an idea how easy it is to publish and to self-publish. I don't particularly encourage self-publishing because I work with a publisher, and I think that's the best route for me. But self-publishing is a good thing too for people who really are ready to venture out, spend the least amount of money that they can spend, and they want to put in the time. And I just let them know that it's work involved in it, that it's something that you have to continue at. Because I've worked with some people or tried to, and they're not quite ready. And sometimes you just have to back off. And I'm the type of person, I feel like if you're going to start something, let's finish it. Let's keep moving. And some don't have that incentive to keep going. And so you have people like that. But overall, people are willing, to listen, and they're willing to take whatever you tell them step by step. And so we just take small steps at a time. And when they complete one thing, we go on to the next thing. And basically, the butterflies leave, the confusion leaves, because it's not a really hard process at all.
What types of stories do you hear? What stories? I'm sure there's a variety, but are these folks that have messages in their hearts, troubles that they've overcome? Tell us a little bit about some of the authors you work with.
Yeah, basically that's it. Most people have some things that they have to overcome. Fear, hurt in their lives, disappointments. Some have been through terrible past situations. And so those things they have overcome, and they want to communicate that. They want to help other people. So usually those are the kinds of people that I run into. They're wanting to help others to succeed and overcome as they did. So they have a story.
I've met some folks that have used books like that have overcome some terrible tragedies and
Yes, sir.
challenges in their lives, and I've heard that
Yes,
the writing process in and of itself is like a great therapy for them.
it is. It opens the door to your own heart and reveals things within you that you didn't know were there. As far they are there, but you never had an avenue of communicating those deep things that lie within you. And so that's what, as far as a Christian writer, that happens. You do a lot more studying, you do a lot more researching, and things just begin to come alive to you and become more real. Some things, people do on the surface doesn't have a real significant meaning. But once you really delve into it, then you can see a little bit clearer what your purpose is, what message you have, because everybody has a message. Everybody does.
Dennis, tell us a little bit about your services in specific. Like when you work with somebody, you mentioned working with the publisher. Are you helping to see if they're a good fit for a publisher? Do you introduce them and match them with
I do.
publishers? Or what
Yes,
is
I
it
do.
like to work with you?
Yeah. Well, basically, when somebody calls me, they'll say, I'm interested in publishing a book. I see you've written 5 books. You've had 5 books published. How do I get started? And basically, I just see where they are. I kind of interview them, and I see what they want to do. They're not that clear. We try and get some more clarity. And then we do introduce them to a publisher, but not at that stage. I have to see exactly what they're willing to do and how much work they're willing to put into it. And so once they let me know where they are with that, then I'll recommend some self-publishing companies, where they can tap into, like an Ingram, Spark, or even Amazon. And because I know some people that have done that and they've done well. And so I don't know a whole lot more. I don't use a whole lot of resources, but I use the best ones. I use the more reliable ones. And so I just kind of focus on them. So that way I'm not scattering them all over the place, just more focused. And I want them to get the best product for their money.
Dennis, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started. What inspired you to start writing, publishing, and helping others do the same?
Okay. Well, it's kind of a long story, but I'll make it short. For 30 years, just about, I knew a young lady named Deborah Perkins. Actually, she became Deborah Perkins, Deborah Norwood, and I married her back in 1990. It sounds so old, 1990. So we were married 28 years, and through that time, Mark, I was just so impressed with this young lady. She loved God, and it wasn't like I didn't. I was raised up in the church, but it was just, I was on a surface like Christian, and it was kind of just playing around with it. And we dove into it a little bit deeper once we really decided that we wanted to date more. We wanted to go ahead and get married. And my life just changed. It's completely changed because of my relationship, not just with her, but my personal relationship with God. And so from that, she had sickle cell anemia since she was a child. And back in 2012, she started really having severe symptoms, and she succumbed to it in 2018. I did not, I took care of her. I quit my job, did all those things. And so we were just kind of like, what next? And I had been getting nudges. She had told me, Dennis, you have a lot of books in you. She told me that you have books, you need to write. And I said, okay, but I can't do it on my own. You're going to have to help me because I don't know anything about the publishing business. So that planted a seed. Okay. And then after that, 1 week mark, I don't know whether you believe this kind of stuff or not, but anyway, I was on the phone talking with my pastor, and my pastor said, Dennis, I believe you're supposed to write a book. And I said, I heard that one before. And so I said, okay. And she said, I believe it's supposed to be about you and your wife, but you have to, search it out and see. And then Mark, later on that week, another trusted friend of mine was talking to me, and they said, Brother Dennis, I believe you're supposed to write a book the same week. I said, well, that's just confirmation. So I said, I'm going to sit down today and I'm going to start. And so when I started, I didn't know what I was going to write. And this is the book that came out of it. It's a small book, short read, Everlasting Love. And that was the book regarding my wife. And so it's more like a tribute, a dedication to her. And so from there, books just started coming. Ideas, books. I would try and set them aside. I said, that's probably going to be the last book I write. And I would set it aside and it would come right back like a boomerang. I couldn't get rid of ideas. I couldn't get rid of titles. And that's what happened. So that's how I started.
That's a beautiful story, Dennis. I'm so sorry for your loss, but I'll tell you what, I do believe in those messages because you see signs all the time. And I always tell folks sometimes when you don't know what you want to do next, you don't have to look very hard because it does reveal itself, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
And we, like me, I don't know how I ended up here doing, but here I am doing something that I love and I find a passion in it. And
I can tell.
Somehow I found a match for me. So I do truly believe that. Dennis, for folks out there that are listening now that certainly resonate with your message and they have a message and a story in their heart that they want to tell, if they could use your help and want to find you, how do they find you and connect with you?
Okay, you can email me at, I told you I wasn't good at this. You can email me at dperkins2415@comcast.net. Linktree is dperkins0715. And I am also on Instagram, and that's going to be DP Ventures. And it's 2018. DP Ventures 2018. So you can contact me even on Facebook. I'm Dennis Perkins. So just reach out to me. Message me. I'll be glad to talk to you. I can share my phone number with you later, and we can just have a one-on-one talk. And I don't charge anything for initial consultations. Just give me a call. Be glad to talk to you.
Dennis, this has been terrific. I loved your story, and I really appreciate you sharing your business with my audience today.
Yes.
And I wish you continued success for you and all of your author clients.
God bless you, man. I really appreciate you, Mark. Look forward to talking to you again sometime.
Yes, we'll definitely stay in touch. That was Dennis Perkins. He's a Christian author, Christian publisher, and book coach, founder of DP Ventures. This segment's been brought to you by booksgrowbusiness.com. It's the place where entrepreneurs and professionals publish to grow their businesses and to leave a legacy. That's all for now. Join me next time on my next Expert Spotlight. I'm Mark Imperial.